You've probably heard whispers about supplements that promise to transform your intimate life. Maybe you've even wondered if there's something natural, something gentle, that could help when things aren't quite working the way they used to. Well, I'm Dr. Nerea Wolf, urologist and pelvic surgeon, and if you ever face questions or concerns about your urological health, stay with us. We're here to help you understand your body with clarity and comfort. Today, we're exploring L-Citrulline, a supplement that's been generating quite a bit of conversation in men's health circles. We'll look at what it actually does inside your body, what the research tells us about whether it works, and what you need to know about safety and side effects. But before we dive in, I want to mention something important. There are proven, affordable medications your doctor can prescribe for erectile challenges. Medications like sildenafil and tadalafil that have decades of solid research behind them. If you'd like to learn more about those options, I have videos dedicated to explaining how they work and when they might be right for you. Let's start with some context. Erectile difficulties are far more common than most people realize. In fact, research shows that more than half of men over 50 will experience some degree of trouble achieving or maintaining firmness during intimate moments. This isn't something to feel ashamed about. It's a medical reality that affects millions, and understanding why it happens is the first step toward finding solutions that work for you. The most frequent underlying cause involves blood flow. When blood doesn't move efficiently through the vessels leading to the penis, achieving rigidity becomes difficult. And what affects blood flow? Conditions like elevated blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol, all issues that impact vascular health throughout the entire body. If you've been following along with my content, you might remember me talking about a molecule called nitric oxide. This tiny chemical messenger is absolutely essential for erections. Think of it as the spark that lights the fire. Here's how it works. Specialized nerve endings in the penis release nitric oxide, which then signals the blood vessels to produce even more of it. This nitric oxide binds to proteins lining the blood vessel walls, causing them to widen, a process we call vasodilation. As the vessels expand, the smooth muscle tissue in the penis relaxes, blood rushes in, and firmness develops. Without enough nitric oxide, this entire cascade struggles to get started. So when we talk about treatments for erectile challenges, we're often talking about ways to support or enhance nitric oxide production. That brings us to L-Citrulline. L-Citrulline is an amino acid, one of the building blocks your body uses for various functions. Your body produces some on its own, and you can also get it from certain foods. Watermelon, for example, is naturally rich in this compound. So what makes L-Citrulline interesting for sexual health? It all comes back to nitric oxide. Now, you might have heard of another amino acid called L-arginine, which directly contributes to nitric oxide production. The challenge with L-arginine is that when you take it orally, much of it gets broken down too quickly. First by enzymes in your digestive system, then by your liver, before it ever has a chance to do its job where you need it most. L-Citrulline takes a different path. When you consume it, your kidneys convert it into L-arginine, bypassing those digestive and liver enzymes that would otherwise destroy it. This means more of it survives to eventually support nitric oxide production. But there's more to the story. Some emerging research suggests that L-citrulline may also encourage the smooth muscle cells in the penis to release a substance called VEGF, vascular endothelial growth factor. This factor plays a role in maintaining healthy blood vessel function and may even help repair or regenerate damaged vessels over time. From a biological standpoint, this all makes sense. More nitric oxide, healthier blood vessels, theoretically, that should translate into better erections. But does the science actually back that up? Let's look at what the research tells us. In 2011, a team of researchers conducted a study with 24 men who were experiencing mild to moderate erectile difficulties. These weren't men who couldn't achieve any firmness at all. They could get erections, but those erections weren't quite firm enough or didn't last long enough to complete intercourse comfortably. The researchers used something called the Erectile Hardness Score to measure rigidity. On this scale, these men started with an average score of 3, which represents an erection that's firm but not fully rigid. Each participant was given 1.5 grams of L-citrulline daily, split into 2 doses of 750 milligrams each. To make the results more reliable, the study was designed so that each man served as his own control, meaning for the first month, they took a placebo without knowing it, and then switched to the actual supplement for the second month. Here's what happened. In the group taking L-citrulline, half of the men saw their erectile hardness score improve from 3 to 4, meaning their erections became completely firm and fully rigid. In contrast, only about 2% of men experienced that same improvement while on the placebo. Now, this is a small study, and we need to be cautious about drawing sweeping conclusions from just 24 participants. But it does suggest that for men with very mild erectile challenges, men who can still achieve some degree of firmness but need a bit more support, L-Citrulline might offer some benefit. The other encouraging finding is that L-Citrulline appears to be relatively safe. The participants in this study didn't report significant side effects, which is reassuring. However, and this is crucial, supplements are not regulated the same way prescription medications are. That means there's no guarantee that what's listed on the label is actually what's inside the bottle. Quality, purity, and dosage can vary dramatically between brands, and that's something you need to keep in mind if you're considering trying this. So where does that leave us? L-Citrulline shows promise, especially for men dealing with mild difficulties who are looking for a gentler, more natural approach. It works through a mechanism that makes physiological sense, and the limited research we have suggests it may help some people. But here's what I want you to remember. The best strategy is prevention. Long before challenges arise, focus on keeping your blood vessels healthy through good nutrition, regular movement, stress management, and avoiding habits that damage circulation, like smoking. If you're already experiencing concerns, don't try to navigate this alone. Talk with a healthcare provider who can help you understand what's happening and guide you toward solutions that are safe, effective, and appropriate for your unique situation. Your body deserves care that's informed, compassionate, and grounded in evidence. Whether that means trying a supplement, exploring prescription options, or addressing underlying health conditions, the goal is always the same: helping you feel confident, comfortable, and connected in your intimate life. Thank you for being here today. If this video brought you clarity or peace of mind, please consider subscribing so we can continue these conversations together. And remember, taking care of your health, including your sexual health, isn't vanity. It's wisdom. As always, take care of yourself because you are absolutely worth it.